So, how do you find a professional mentor? We get that question quite a bit. Hey, it's Scott Beebe with Business on Purpose. Delighted that you can join us at the time of this recording on a Monday afternoon here on Facebook Live. Make sure, by the way, if you're not able to join us on Facebook Live, you check out our YouTube channel and also the My Business on Purpose podcast. And while you're at it, head on over to mybusinessonpurpose.com/free. We've got a 28-day, no strings attached, completely free trial for you to enjoy and to dive into our Business on Purpose roadmap, that opportunity for you to be liberated from the chaos of working in your business. On my first trip to Nigeria back in 2006, I met a man who was unpretentious, slow, deliberate, and very available. Abraham Dada, known simply as many to Pa Dada, would eventually become for me a standard bearer of life and leadership. He was a sage. He looked like a sage. He was a man who lived out the challenging invitation to have eyes to see and ears to hear. Imagine if Yoda were a Nigerian man. That's Mr. Dada. His words were very few, each one cutting consciously like a razor-sharp blade, but causing little pain while still exposing what needed to be exposed inside. Mr. Dada was never the loudest person in the room, but his presence was entirely alive. It was known, and decisions always traveled through his unspoken filter. Mr. Dada's life was spent serving, at times with words and actions, and at other times with just simple presence. Each time I've visited Mr. Dada at his unpretentious home in Egbe in Kogi State in southwest part of Nigeria, he would be sitting thoughtfully in a blue plastic yard chair on the aft side of a small plastic table. Rarely was he wearing something other than a simple linen set of shirt and trousers. He would usually have his crooked reading glasses on while reading or writing something, and within 5 minutes of arrival, we would always be welcomed with a warm bitter lemon and a soft ekabo and edupe. If I was visiting without Ashley into Nigeria, Mr. Dada would kindly ask, "How's mommy?" And of the kids, he would simply say, "How are my little friends?" One of my favorite images that Ashley captured was Mr. Dada actually thumbing through my book, the teacher humbly offering a generous moment for the student. In 2014, 2015, Mr. Dada and I spoke often by phone when I was not in town due to some strain that was taking place within an initiative for which both he and I were committed. I remained in a state of foggy confusion and did not hesitate to verbalize the bewilderment. And I believe Mr. Dada did as well, although he never spoke a crossword or thought to any person or scenario. It was a real-life, in-the-moment lesson in considering others better than yourself. It was a moment of transparent grace. On the night of Wednesday, October 28th, my phone rang with Mr. Dada's phone number. Answering, his daughter called and simply said, "Pa Dada passed in the midnight, and he wanted me to let you know." He wanted to let me know. Of all the conversations I can remember with Mr. Dada, these words may very well be the words that stick. He wanted to let me know. Those are the words that when I think about his life, even without speaking, he wanted to let me know. There were two significant mentors that have passed on from this life in the past decade of mine. The first is a man who invited me to look through the telescope of the nations and see God's creation behind my own borders. Dr. Mike Barnett summoned me to embrace the nations. Mr. Dada invited me to enjoy the wisdom and the grace God has placed among the nations, and to do it slowly and to do it methodically. With Mr. Dada, I did not sign up for a global mentor program, and I did not ask that he formally mentor me. I just went with a blurry, poorly planned vision to work in Nigeria, and over time a friendship developed that provided me with a 5'2" man in his 90s who just wanted to let me know, with limited words and maximum presence. What is that place or that people or that thing that you have an unreasonable, blurry desire for? What's that vision that you have? What if you just set up a lunch or booked a ticket and just went regularly so you could look up 14 years later and realize that you too found a true gift whose ambition was to simply let you know. So how do you find a professional mentor like I found Mr. Dada? Well, many times it's not by signing up for the professional mentoring program, and instead being bold, being proactive, being courageous, and being a bit unreasonable to make friends with some unlikely people who are older and more experienced than you are. Who do you need to go see today? I wish I could go see my friend and just sit for a while, but I can't. And so I'm appreciative of the time that we had to ekujoku, sit well. Farewell, Mr. Dada.